Alrighty, everyone, welcome back. Hopefully you have packet number 7 ready to go. This is going to be this one right here. Let me show you what we're going to be featuring in this gorgeous card. Now, first of all, this is a multiple stamp. We call it a mega suite, and this is called the Season of Elegance. There's 2 stamp sets. One features images and the other one features sentiments for the front of the card and for the inside of the card. I absolutely have been having so much fun playing with this. Now, the Peaceful Evergreens has the Peaceful Evergreens dies. Now, this is a 2-pager, and what I mean on that is that there's one side and then there's another side. Then there is the Peaceful Seasons dies. Now, this is a beautiful die set where it cuts out all the greetings in here, whether it is an inside or an outside, so it doesn't matter. And part of this suite is also the Painted Trees 3D embossing folder, and you're going to see that in your Old Olive designer series, or sorry, your Old Olive cardstock. Part of also this suite is the golden texture adhesive backed dots. And all this is on page 25 in your holiday mini catalog. Okay, so the greetings that we're going to be using from this suite are: friends and family are the true gift of Christmas. That goes on the inside. The inside, or the outside, we're going to do merry. So if you happen to have this particular bundle, grab those. If not, I'm sure you have a stamp that says merry. Now let me show you the original design. This one was the in-person event, and we had to formulate this to feature our products we can't do any stamping for you, so I could not stamp the tree on the back side. So we're going to use a different technique for this card, and as long as you have something that fits that says Merry on that, that would be perfect for this card. Okay, so the card that we're going to be using is this one. So you could probably tell there's a little difference. We're going to be using the blending brush. Now this one's a small one, and I'm just going to show you how to do that. It's not just a blend, okay? This is more of a thumping technique. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to be making, and the designer series paper is absolutely stunning. It is called the Season of Elegance 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. And the reason why it's called specialty is, as you can tell, there is foil in every sheet. Now on the back side, it color coordinates with the image. Now, if you ran out of a certain design, you could certainly use the back side and of another color, do some type of wash, and then add your own gold embossing. That could be fun too. All right, so let's get everything out for the kit, and so we can put this together. This is actually a pretty easy design if you wish to replicate it. Now, you're probably going to need the ink colors, Garden Green and Old Olive. We're going to use that. And if you don't have the blending brush, you can certainly use a sponge or a finger dauber. Now, Stampin' Up! Does not sell sponges anymore, but I'm sure in your collection you may have one somewhere. But I am going to feature the blending brush because I'm going to use that in a different way that people normally don't use it. Okay, so you're going to have a piece of white that cuts out that Christmas tree. You're going to have a piece of glitter. Now this glitter, glimmer paper, I love the fact that you can go like this and not have anything wipe off. All you're going to do is attach that behind there, okay? But make sure that when you attach that, and I'm just going to use glue, but make sure you don't leave an opening. There's a little piece for that Mary. This is just a little bit of that Designer Series paper. Here is the tree that's going to go on the front. I mean, look at the detail of this embossing folder. I mean, how beautiful is that? And then this is the inside, and the old olive is the base of the card. Okay, so we might as well get some things going together. So let's just put these pieces together. I'm going to grab my silicone mat just because I find that anytime I'm using glue and I have a tendency to overglue, it helps me. So I'm just going to use glue, and I am going to just kind of go around the outside edge and go like that. And some of it I might miss, but I'm just going to swipe it in there just like that. Okay. And whoops. I'm getting a little wicked with my glue, my glimmer paper. All right, so then I'm just going to let that sit and rest. And you know what? With that, I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to grab the edge, okay? And see, I tend to go over. I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to lay this down. And I want to have more gold hanging out. So we're going to put that just like that. Now the reason why I'm putting this over is because we're going to do a little bit of trimming, okay? This is going to go on here like that. And we're going to trim a little bit, okay, off the side. And I just wanted to do that just because I wanted to make sure that I cut everything perfectly. Okay, so there we go. So now, while we're doing that, might as well add adhesive to the back side. Might as well do that. And you don't have to go all the way over because we're going to trim some of that off, right? All right, so we're just going to glue that on. And I did a boo-boo. Yep, never mind. We're just going to let that sit there for a while. You know, it's been a while since I've made this card. Okay, so no, we're not. Okay, so we're just going to let that sit. Put that off to the side. Don't do that. Oh, joy, joy, joy. See? All right, so I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm going to do a scrap of paper. So we're actually going to put dimensionals on the back side. So I've done that before with my glue. Just let it dry. It's going to be fine. All right. Okay, so we're going to grab the old olive and our brush. And we're going to take it, and we're just going to thump, okay? And we're just adding a little bit of texture. You don't want to color all the white because it kind of replicates the snow, but we're just thumping, okay? That, put that tree on there and see if you like that. And I do. I like that. Okay. Cool. Now, if you wanted to do some thumping on your green piece, you could certainly do that. I did not do that on my original, but you can give this piece some texture too. Now, this is garden green, but because we're using old olive, it's going to give it a little texture. So if you wanted to add that, you can. Now I'm just going to show you something, a little trick that I learned, is if you plan on using your brush several times, open it up like this, and that way your brush is not going to move all over the place. So in between things, if you're doing a lot of coloring, you can do that, put that down, change something over. I mean, if you're doing this design for multiple cards, you know, open up your ink pad, put that in the lid, and then you're not going to get a lot of ink all over the place. So that is a tip. I'm going to close that up, and we're going to go back and glue these pieces in. Okay, so I'm going to go grab my silicone mat. Can't believe I did that. Yes, I can. But like I said, I designed this a while ago and I forgot how exactly I was putting that together. Okay, so then you can use your glue. Just dab it in small spots. Okay. And then flip it over and put that on top of your tree. And there we go. I mean, it's kind of cool, huh? All right, so then now we're going to put that, I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. We're going to do that really well. And we're going to put that probably about right there in the center, okay? Then we're going to flip this over. Darn it, joy, joy. Okay, and see as how we did a lot of glue, we're going to put some dimensionals in quite a few places. There we go. Yeah, don't do what I do. But if you did, now I'm showing you how to fix things. I'm always good at showing you how to fix things after making boo-boos, because I do that quite a bit. Okay, so now we're going to take again that tip and just stab and grab those backings. Maybe not that one. Oh, did I flip that upside down? Yes, I did. I did not have, okay, there, stick, there we go. Stab and grab that backing, put your fingers out of the glue. The Take Your Pick tool is just one of the biggest things that you need. And oh my goodness, I stuck that back in my glue. Well, I'm going to fix that. Okay, so we're going to line this up right over. Okay, and then we're going to snip that off. And then toss that in the trash. Okay, so this is just going to get wiped off. If you have that glue eraser, I use this a lot in my crafting. Stampin' Up! Again does not sell these anymore, but they used to, so we know they work. Okay, so there we go. So then now we're going to leave that sit for just a moment, and we're going to grab the little saying. Grab my Stampin' Pearson mat, and this is going to be the garden green. because I'm using 2 greens with this set. And the word Mary. Tap, tap, tap. No squishing. There we go. And that happens to be a little crooked. So we're going to try to do that again. I'm going to push this a little towards me. Much better. Okay. So then I'm actually going to snip that a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to snip that. That's what I had originally done in my design, but I like to make it so it's straight for me, so it's a lot easier to snip better. But that is okay. All right. That is pretty good. All right, so then I'm going to grab that, throw that away. My trash can is right over there. I have a trash can on my table just so that my trash doesn't end up on the floor, because that would drive me nuts. Okay, so I'm going to take my silicone mat and I am going to flip over. This is the one I did not want. And I'm just going to add a little bit right here. And I'm going to have a little bit stick off the top. And that is going to say Merry Christmas. Okay, so then now we are going to take this and attach it to our card. And like I said, this card designed was at the original in-person event. Okay, now that's on there. And the inside, we are going to stamp. Now you can pick what color green you want to use. If you want, you can do it in Old Olive. Stamp the whole thing in Old Olive. And then, if you wanted to, you could take, say like your brush, and you can kind of thump it in the garden green and just kind of hit it if you wanted to do that. Or you could do it in the sponge dauber, and then you can have different colors. Now I am going to grab my mat again, huff on it, and then I'm going to put that right in there. And then that way you have like 2 different greens. Isn't that kind of cool? All right, so then now, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I just wanted to show you kind of a different way to include both those greens in your card on the inside. So that turned out nice. And then we're going to grab that. Make sure you have it on the inside the correct way and put that in there. Now, one of the reasons why I like to do the card like this is so that way when you open up the card, you see the color. So the garden green kind of pops out of that Old Olive. Right, there you go. Isn't that fun? Now, if you wanted to, and I certainly did, you can take your Wink of Stella and you can hit the I call the skeleton of the tree. But the reason why I did not do this in the beginning was because why put Wink of Stella in this part of the card when you're not going to see it? All right. Beautiful. Okay, one more thing to do, and that would be to add the embellishments. Now, I'm actually going to use my scissors. Normally, I use my Take Your Pick tool, but these are a little bigger, so that doesn't work for me. So I just use my scissors and grab the glue it sits on, and exactly what I did not want to do, I accidentally pulled that off its sticker. So we're going to grab that sticker. We're going to put that down on the bottom, and then we're going to stick its piece right there. Then we're going to stick the next biggest one right down there. And our tree needs a topper. So now we're going to put that right at the top. Okay, so what do you think of card number 7? Isn't that pretty? I mean, very easy to do. You can reproduce this kind of card anyway. Okay, so thank you very much for hanging out with us. One more card to go, and that's number 8. Happy stamping!